Instead of doing an agricultural fact of the day today, I wanted to tell you a story about my newest bottle lamb. This little guy was born on Monday morning. I found him at 5:30 a.m. when I went down to feed my other bottle lambs. He was born to a yearling ewe who was also 100% registered. So this resulting boy is registerable. And unfortunately, his mom didn't really want anything to do with him. But I had to leave for work on Monday morning, and I didn't really have much time to spend to make sure that she was feeding him. So instead of just leaving him and hoping for the best, I tubed him with 2 ounces of colostrum. That involves passing a stomach tube down their throat. It's really not that hard. I posted a video about it a couple of days ago. By the time I got home on Monday after school, he wasn't doing that hot. Not that she was being aggressive towards him, because sometimes when mama ewes reject their babies, they excessively and very rudely headbutt them. She wasn't doing that. She just wasn't allowing him to nurse, and he wasn't really getting around that well. So that day when I got home from work, I fought with mom and baby for a good 45 minutes, and he did nurse off of her, but it was at that time where after those 45 minutes were up, I made no progress. I made the challenging decision to pull him because that was what was best for him at that point in time. I rarely will pull all lambs off of mom. If they are giving birth to babies, they are feeding that baby, or else they're not earning their keep and they're going away. Now, there were a couple of things at play here. First of all, she's a first-time mom. She didn't have great maternal instincts. I was very fortunate with all of the other first-time moms that I had give birth this year, that when I walked into the barn, the baby was already born. The lambs were standing up. Mama was licking the baby and allowing them to nurse. I have had 8 first-time moms give birth this year, and she was the only one that has not allowed her baby to eat. On my farm, they don't usually get a second chance. If this happens, typically they'll go away. I don't deal with it. However, once I started feeding this lamb, I realized that there might have been an underlying issue to why she wouldn't accept him. Once I got milk into him and he started to get a little bit more strength, I realized that he wasn't walking quite like how a newborn lamb should walk. He was incredibly stiff in his joints, and he actually was walking on the incorrect part of his hoof. He was walking more on the back, on the ball of the hoof, instead of up on the toes, which is how they should be walking. One other thing that I noticed was that his head seemed very large for a newborn lamb. And when I went to feed him the bottle the first couple of times, I noticed that his tongue was really hard for him to manage, and it seemed really swollen. With those symptoms, it also led me to wonder if this birth was exceptionally hard on her and challenging, and that may also be why she may have rejected that lamb. These symptoms together, along with kind of a drunken stumbling sort of tendency, led me to treat him with an injection of Bosi, which I brought with me yesterday, and I gave him a shot during my introduction to agriculture class. My students got to see him today in real time and see the improvements that he has made. I also will add that he is a very spoiled little lamb, and he insists on having his bottle warmed up.
Hi, handsome.